Good morning, KELOLAND. It's 10 minutes ahead of the hour. We'll get to today's top stories in just a moment, but first, let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Bunt for a check on your morning forecast. Maybe melting some snow today, Scott.
Oh, that we will. We are looking at temperatures, though, this morning. A little chilly across western South Dakota. Numbers in the single digits for Pine Ridge, teens from Rapid City to Pierre, and then we have 20s across eastern KELOLAND, though Aberdeen's coming in at 18. And these numbers will eventually warm. We'll go with increasing sunshine, decreasing wind across eastern KELOLAND. Temperature will hit 41 today in Sioux Falls. North winds strong to start, but that will change by the afternoon. Aberdeen and northeastern South Dakota. Temperature at about 42 today, around 5 o'clock, as skies do become mostly sunny. Central South Dakota in Pierre. Let's go with a high temperature near 50 and a light northwest wind. In western KELOLAND, we are going with temperatures in the middle 50s today, with that north wind at around 10 to 15. More details on the KELOLAND live Doppler forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. We are continuing to dig through hundreds of pages of documents and photos from the Attorney General Jason Ravnsborg investigation. Included in the file is an account from Hyde County Sheriff Mike Volek of what happened the night Ravnsborg's car crashed and killed Joe Beaver. Has been released as part of the large investigative file. He said that they, quote, walked along the road together looking for a deer or something in the ditch and didn't see anything. It was very dark and it was difficult to see. Also included was this photo of the Attorney General's car. You can see damage on the front passenger side. Another photo shows Joe Beaver's broken glasses, which investigators say were found inside the car after the crash. This comes after a panel of lawmakers voted 6-2 to not recommend the impeachment of Ravnsborg on Monday. In just under 2 weeks, the full House will gather in Pierre to take up the impeachment debate. Stay with KELOLAND News and KELOLAND.com throughout the day today for the latest details on these documents.
Sioux Falls police are advising drivers to be aware of their surroundings following a deadly crash near downtown. One man was killed and another injured after a pickup hit them near the intersection of East 10th Street and Indiana Avenue. The two men who police say were homeless were jaywalking. The driver has not been charged. Police say he was not speeding and didn't seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Police want to remind pedestrians to stick to crosswalks and know that not all of them are marked.
The example with that, I always talk about a residential area. You don't have paint on the road, but if you're crossing sidewalk to sidewalk, that's a crosswalk designated area, so pedestrians have the right of way in that area.
The man who was hurt in the crash was issued a citation for jaywalking.
Dozens of students at Lincoln High School staged a walkout Wednesday during school hours, protesting the state's new law that bans transgender girls and women from playing on female sports teams.
So we just find it important to be out here and show right now our solidarity, but also show that the youth here is not afraid to protest. We're not afraid to tell people what we think.
About 60 students took part in the demonstration. President Biden has marked today as Transgender Day of Visibility. To celebrate the day, the Arc of Dreams will be lit up tonight. The event goes from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with the reception being held at Ode to Food. The arc will be lit at 8:30.
The White House says President Biden today will deliver remarks on efforts to cut gasoline prices, which have surged since the war on Ukraine began. According to reports, the president could announce plans to release up to 1 million barrels of oil per day from the nation's Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The duration of the release hasn't been finalized, but could last for several months. According to the Department of Energy, more than 568 million barrels of oil were held in the reserve as of March 25th. In the 2022 South Dakota legislative session, lawmakers introduced 47 bills dealing with the legalization, regulation, and taxation of marijuana. Many of them centered around clarifying regulations pertaining to legalization of medical marijuana. Wednesday, cannabis groups released their report card on individual lawmakers and how they voted on marijuana issues.
The South Dakota legislature came the closest that they ever have to passing legalization. I believe this is because the voters spoke loud and clear in 2020 in their support for Amendment A.
They also talked about efforts to put recreational marijuana back on the ballot in November. So far, they've collected enough signatures, but will be collecting more in April to make sure they have a buffer. You can find a link to the lawmakers' report card with this story on KELOLAND.com.
Tuition and fees are staying the same at South Dakota's public universities. The Board of Regents Vice President for Finance and Administration credited the legislature for providing an $8.6 million boost. This allows the regions to freeze tuition and mandatory fees at their current rates while covering the legislature's 6% salary increase for state employees. A new study ranks Sioux Falls as the most affordable city to live and work in the U.S. But what does affordable mean in a city where some rents have increased by $300 a month over the last year? While the median income has increased, some residents may still not be able to afford rent. Digital reporter Ray Yost looks at the study and other data on Sioux Falls housing in a KELOLAND.com original story on our website now. In less than a week, KELOLAND News will host a debate between all three candidates for Sioux Falls mayor. You'll hear from incumbent Paul Tenhaken and challengers Taniza Islam and David Zakaitis on Tuesday, April 5th, starting at 8 p.m. Central Time right here on KELOLAND Television. If there's something you'd like to ask, all you need to do is send an email to candidatequestions@KELOLAND.com, and you may see it on the air.
The new Women's Premier Soccer League team in Sioux Falls is starting to fill out its roster. We spoke with Haley Fisher, the first woman signed to the team, about what it means to have this squad in Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls is a great community. The soccer community in South Dakota is growing and continually growing all the time. And I thought it would just be great not only for soccer, but also for women's sports in general in the area. So I think it's a great addition and a great idea to have in our city.
You can hear more from Fisher and the two other women signed to the team in this KELOLAND.com original by Jacob Newton online now. The Sdsu women's basketball team has advanced to the WNIT semifinals. On Sunday, the Jackrabbits erased a 10-point deficit to beat Alabama 78-73. The Jacks will now welcome UCLA to a sold-out Frost Arena tonight at 7 o'clock. This is the second time this season the teams have played. Back in November, the Jacks won 76-66 on a neutral court. If you're unable to watch tonight's game, you can follow the action with our live blog on KELOLAND.com. We'll also have a live report tonight on KELOLAND News at 6.
This week is your last chance to hit the slopes out at Terry Peak. After Sunday, April 3rd, the resort is closing its doors for the season. Staff at Terry Peak say it has been a busy but challenging year. With the lack of snow, not all the slopes were able to open.
This winter, we did have a few challenges, even with our temperatures. Natural snowfall is basically just icing on the cake, but the snowmaking really kept us going.
After getting 6 inches of snow in the last couple days, the resort is excited to end the week off strong. Well, should those skiers have some nice temperatures when they head out to the slopes, Brian?
I think so. In fact, we're even going to add a little more snow, a little more icing on the cake here tomorrow, even late tonight. More on that in a moment. 41 Sioux Falls today. A little sunshine, that's going to do us some good. 55 Rapid City, though, a little warmer there. Tonight, well, we're going to incorporate that chance of rain and snow in western KELOLAND. Your higher elevations certainly going to gravitate toward more snowfall. Rapid City area points west. 31 the low there. Sioux Falls clear skies and 21. Storm system from yesterday, well, on the maps here, it is gone. And we're going to say goodbye to that. So now upstream, yeah, a couple more systems on the horizon. Well, with a minute to go, let's jump right into those forecasts, shall we? 7-day outlook, Sioux Falls area. 50 tomorrow. There's a chance of an afternoon shower. Break day on Saturday, 52. More scattered rain possible Sunday. Looks like next week we may see another system by Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on that. Aberdeen, we're putting in at least a few moisture chances. So I think that's overall a positive here for most of KELOLAND, the spots that are drier that sure need it. Here, 60 by Monday, 60 degrees on Tuesday. We are looking at a 40% chance of rain by next Tuesday, and that system, by the way, could easily be a snowmaker for the Black Hills. So we got lots to watch here as we head into the month of April, guys.
Thank you, Brian. That's our time. Thanks for watching.
Have a great day.